Hi DIYers, this is Michael from Alarm Grid. Welcome to part 5 of our using the Qolsys IQ Panel 2 and IQ Panel 2 Plus system. This is kind of a miscellaneous section. We're just going to cover some various tidbits and features that you might use with the system. So one thing I want to show you is if you need to change a user code or you need to add a new user. That's something you're probably going to want to do when you first get the system because you're not going to want to use the default master code. That would be a security risk. So you'd want to set it to something different. So you can go ahead and do that. So what you could do to do this, you press the small gray bar at the top, and you choose Settings, and you choose Advanced Settings. And then you can enter your installer code, which is what we'll do in this case. So you can also enter your master code. You won't be able to change your installer code if you use your master code, but we want to see the settings, so we'll go ahead and enter our installer code, which is at our default. It's 1111. And then we choose User Management right here. And we can see all the users that have been set up in the system. You can press the pencil icon to change one of the codes. And these codes can't be deleted. They're all hardwired into the system. So we can't press the trash can to delete these codes. But if you had a user code that you added, you would be able to do that. And I'll show you that in a second. So I'll just go over the few codes that we have. We have our admin, which is our master code. We have it set as a master code. And we have our duress code. Now, the duress code is a secret code that you would press, and the system would send an alert to the central station for emergency dispatch. This is what you would use in an emergency. If there was an intruder, you were in trouble, and you wanted to discreetly call for help, you could enter your duress code. So that's not a code you would normally use, but it's there if you need it. And then our installer code, which we recommend keeping that at the default. That's the code that you use to enter programming and change system settings. But we'll just go ahead and look at our master code here. We have it set to 1234. If you needed to change it, you click on the box, and you could enter any code you want. We have ours set to 4-digit codes. There actually is a setting to where you could set it to 6 digits, but we'll keep ours at 4 digits for now. That's a different section of programming that you would have to access. So we'll just keep that as is. And you can also set the name. We'll just keep ours at admin. We'll go ahead and save it. So if you needed to add a new user, you would press the Add User button. And you can enter a code here. We'll do alarm grid. And you can enter a code. We'll do 5555 and 5555. It's actually the default installer code on DSC systems, just fun fact. And you can set it as a regular user, a guest, or you can add another master code. We'll set ours as a user just for today. And you can set an expiration date, so that's good if you were having a guest, someone was just staying at your home for a week maybe, and you wanted them to be able to have their own code during that time period, but then you wanted the code to automatically go away. You could set an expiration date. We won't do that today though. We'll just add the user. And now we have Alarm Grid added, and you can press the trash can icon to delete it, and that's how you would go and delete a code. So you've seen editing and deleting code and adding a new code. The next thing I want to show you is the messaging center for the system. This is it's a notification system that lets you know what's been happening on your system, any major events that occurred. If you armed your system, disarmed, it shows it all in the log. If any alarms occurred, you can just check it. So you can see on the system, it's got this letter with a red symbol around it and a number. If you see the red circle and the number, then that means you have that many messages. In our case, it looks like we have 7 messages on our IQ Panel 2. So we'll click that, and you can see the messaging alerts button right there. You press that, and it shows your whatever occurred on your system. It looks like we had a carbon monoxide alarm. That's pretty dangerous, but hopefully everyone's okay. But we'll go ahead and acknowledge them, so that will clear the messages. You do have to press OK, and it will delete them, so that way you won't have any messages on your system anymore, but you can check that notification button if you ever need to get updates on what was occurring with your system. Okay. The last thing I want to show you today is the panic buttons on the IQ Panel 2 or IQ Panel 2 Plus. So you can see that there's this little box in the bottom right corner of the main screen. Those are your panic buttons. They're buttons that you could press in the event of an emergency. So I'll go ahead and show those off. So you have a police panic, a fire panic, and an auxiliary medical panic. And you can press any of them if you need to trigger an alarm if you're in an emergency situation. And there's also silent buttons for auxiliary and for police. If there was a break-in in your home or your business and you just wanted to discreetly trigger an alarm, you can press that. Silent is pretty good for auxiliary as well. If there's a medical emergency and you don't want to hear a siren blaring while help is coming, you can press the silent button there. I will show you the silent police button. I'm not going to show you any of the audible alarms. We don't want to disturb anyone else in the office today. So I'll go ahead and press silent police. And it does trigger an alarm. So you would disarm using your master code, which ours is at the default.
System is now disarmed.
And then the alarm does clear from the system. And that concludes part 5 of our using the Qolsys IQ Panel 2 or IQ Panel 2 Plus system. If you did like this video, please click the thumbs up button below to like the video. And you can click the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel and receive updates on future videos. And if you ever have any questions or you need any assistance with your system or you want to learn more about our products or our monitoring services, please email us at support@alarmgrid.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.